How's it going, Laser Bruises up? I'm Sixkilla, welcome back to Danganronpa THH. It is time for the 5th class trial. We don't know much about this, to be honest. All we know is that well, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Makuro's the victim and we have no idea who the murderer is. The only logical explanation is Kyoko, but it's never the one you expect, is it, so far? It's always way more complicated. Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by yourself? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you? What, are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. You'll be here any second. Any second? You could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there for a full 5 minutes waiting for something weird to happen. Then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on? Why hasn't Monokuma showed up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or... or what?
What?
Jesus! Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What, I made you wait? You got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words...
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? Kyoko. Everyone is here. We've been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now. So if it's okay... it's okay if I punish someone making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look.
Hey.
I'm here and no rule has been broken. Kyoko! You're still alive? No, it's a ghost! Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right? But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
Is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be one step just ahead of you. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right, now we gotta deal with a ghost. My God, Shaggy, calm down. I told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long.
But...
I'll be happy when this trial is over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator, but I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you?
Correct.
So, went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then when did you find out?
So...
Just now, I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you're late.
However...
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you're on the second floor of the dorms, then that's where the key you found goes to?
Wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which could open any lock in the school. What? Convenient.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation. This is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all... Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Probably not. Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. and the doors slid shut. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair. Oh my god, it's bright in here.
I can't wait!
I've been waiting for this. Feels like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Chills! Chills! Kills!
Let's get on with the show. And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Save. Why not, indeed? Oh yeah, we got no new skills though, because I kept fucking up the conversation with Hero. Oh, the presents. I kept fucking up the presents. So we'll just go. We'll be fine.
Let's begin with a
survived up till
basic
now.
explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Nice thing about the trial is I don't have to read as much.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
Because most of it's narrated. And my voice is sore.
then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Yes, I know.
Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
Let's.
First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
She's right here, stupid.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
I like that. 10 points.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Not for me, I love ridiculousness. Amp it up,
okay.
son.
So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
The
Her
tattoo and the
traits?
fingernails. One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her.
I got it!
The gloves.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
Right.
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
You still going with this?
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
God. There's no way that corpse was Kyoko, but if I can't prove why, they're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. I don't have any choice but to... Are we actually gonna convince them that it wasn't Kyoko? Of course it's not Kyoko! Tattoo or fake nails, either one of those should be fine for this one.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
She can't have been because she had the
No,
fake nails.
wrong.
Can't wear gloves on top of fake nails.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that
Probably put
would have
holes
been
in
a
your
pretty
gloves.
big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right?
So why would you need fake nails?
It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Yes, why would you draw attention to something you're trying to hide?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
You don't know anything, huh? You're an idiot.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life.
Go on.
If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Obviously.
Should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
Are we doing the tattoo now?
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from here. The tattoo, right? Come on, it's obvious. Tattoo on right hand.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Hmm.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
No, that's wrong.
That worked. Man, I get lucky sometimes.
There
It's good.
was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Calm down, lady.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
Calm down as well,
She's
dipshit.
just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
A wolf.
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
If you compare the tattoo to the other information we have, the victim's identity should become clear. So I just use the tattoo again.
I got it!
The profile.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is a frickin' wolf. Oh nice, Hangman's Gambit. Oh my god, and 2 of the letters are already done for me. Because I'm a big stupid and I need that. Cool.
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
Clearly not.
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Ultimate Soldier, it said in their profile.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from...
Kyoko.
That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost.
You should stop butting in, man.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's
That's kinda tolerant.
confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Kyoko. Based on what we know, there can only be two suspects. Yeah, me and Kyoko.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Well, like 9 AM, wasn't it?
Yakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
Sprinklers, dipshit.
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Well after.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right?
9.
And she went to go get the pickaxe.
So it's between 7:30 and 9. Well, how long do the sprinklers run for?
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 AM, since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, get the pickaxe and be here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30.
Well, that clears
I remember
us.
checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
That means it has to be
Which means
Kyoko.
from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 PM and 9 AM. And I don't have an alibi from 10 PM to 7:30 AM. Looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Sprinklers! If they saw us at 7:30, and the sprinklers go at 7:30, then it wasn't us.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
No, that's wrong. Actually, the murder
run.
couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock.
This is going
It
fast,
had to
this
have
one.
taken place way later.
And the body was still warm.
And what makes you say that?
It's still wet.
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
What does that even mean? God, I can't stand you.
You're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence. That should do it. If we look at the body itself, that should make it clear. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, crap. You know I hate this bit.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything!
Exploded
How
Bolly
can you
analysis?
say it wasn't the sprinkler?
This should prove it.
We did well that time. I think I finally got the hang of that.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion.
It
and
only
you'll
took
see
till the
why it
very end of
wasn't
the game
sprinklers.
to get the hang of it.
The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Me too, man.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because
We threw a bucket of water on his ass. Her ass.
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Your turn, Kyoko. Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that Makuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me, and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
we're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
To get out.
She did?
Same as everyone else.
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Top.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something at the scene that was used to cover the body. Could it have been the tarp, wherever it is?
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water.
Surely the side that got covered in water would be clean.
The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
Surely be the other way around, right?
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place.
But like you said, the blood was
In
still
other
wet.
words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp, if it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? So why is there no blood on it? But the body...
Wait, something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Okay. Body before the explosion? It was covered in blood.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Yes,
Since it
but
was
not
facing
blood.
down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
Then why'd they only wash one side of it?
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? The blood was camouflage?
After the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
The nurse's
I
office.
know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
What? They got the blood from right there in the garden, which must mean... I don't know. Bloody duct tape? I don't know. The chicken.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
That's the significance
But
of the
after
chicken.
murder, there were only 4.
Holy balls.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
Now you're grasping at straws,
When
lady.
you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait.
It's backwards.
No. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Ah.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body. The coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Yeah, well, maybe, but Kyoko has no alibi whatsoever. And the suspicion falls back on me again, but why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Because I assume she killed him.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide?
Oh
Let's
my
flip
god.
a coin. 50-50 odds.
I don't like those odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
What if it was someone else? What if it wasn't either of us?
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
It's from our room? You gonna point
According
that
to
out?
the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Listen, more importantly, now we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. So, what to do? Why do you hang on to it, Makoto? Me? She was trying to entrap us from
The
there.
knife we gave to Makoto?
She's been trying to entrap us for a while.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Nobody cares what you think, you're an idiot. Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Disguised dead body, explode body analysis, fragments near dead body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well,
I don't know what to go with this.
Stab is what killed her, right?
Is it?
So there's no question.
She got hit on the head as well,
You took
remember?
that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Ha! You're a serial killer, you stupid bastard. We already established the coat was put on after the tarp was removed, which means the knife was thrust through the coat into the body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
Yeah.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
No.
No,
Not necessarily. I mean, if that was just a disguise, then no.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body.
After they were already dead.
If she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Then the knife
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
Alright, we're out of time for this episode, so we're gonna have to wrap it up here. Because this is gonna go on for another hour yet anyway. But we'll come back and continue this trial shortly. Tomorrow, I guess. Till then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.